Which protein powder is best for you? Now, this video might be a little longer. I just want to go through the different types of proteins, and when it comes to selecting a protein powder, if it's the best choice. So we'll go through all those right now. So first off, the most popular protein powder is the whey protein. Whey protein, it's actually from the leftover of milk. So yes, it is dairy, lactose. So those of you who are lactose intolerant, it can have some kind of intolerance effect on you as far as bloating, potentially gas. However, whey protein is the cheapest of proteins, one of the cheapest, because of the fact that it's just the whey. You kind of go more and more expensive as you get into the specifics, what it's for. So whey will potentially just be a quicker, more convenient access to protein powders, as a building block of all cellular function and muscle building. So lean muscle mass, the more protein you have in your diet, the more lean muscle mass you can hold on to, build essentially, and also decrease body fat percentage and body fat, your composition. So it is very important. Whey protein powder now is, as of 2022 May, it is a little bit more expensive. It used to be pretty cheap and comparable to buying food, but that's one thing I do want to bring up. As of right now, it is a little bit more expensive to get the material, and the facilities are charging more to the supplier. So anyways, it costs more now. So when it comes to cost effectiveness, I would say buying actual eggs is probably the cheapest, and then from there on up, meats, chickens and fish, beef, ground beef, lean turkey meat. Those would probably be the best sources of proteins after that. If you have the ability and financially, you would want to actually probably invest most likely into an isolated protein, twofold for this one. I like the isolates myself because, one, isolate protein that's in the form that it's actually broken down, so it's broken down a little bit more, and that's why you have less of that lactose, if you're lactose intolerant, less of that reaction effect. So I like it because I get less bloat, less gas, because it's broken down further. They go through the processing more. So it's also meant for that, so you can go ahead and your body can absorb it faster. So you now have like the hydrolyzed, extra isolated whey and whatnot, and they're trying to break it down more and more, so your body doesn't have to break it down as much. And the whole purpose of that is so you can then absorb it quicker through the GI tract into your body, and therefore goes to your muscle quicker, so you can recover quicker. So that's the whole purpose of isolates. So if you have the money for isolates, that's what you're looking for. Quicker recovery. You'd want to have that after a workout. Whey Concentrate, which is typically an assorted blend of proteins. That one you can have before or after, whichever, throughout the day. Like I said, proteins are usually just for convenience. It's kind of nice because it's a powder. You put it in a shaker bottle or a cup, put water in there, or milk, I guess, if you're doing that, and drink that. That's it. And right there you have 25 grams of protein. So it's really nice, convenient. It's an easy way to get your protein for the day, and it's especially good if you're busy. So that's probably the biggest reason. With chicken breasts and eggs and stuff, it takes more preparation time. Now going on the other spectrum of it, you have then casein protein. So if whey concentrate was in the middle, just whey protein powder, you'd have isolate on the right for quick access, quick broken down, and then on the left, going slower, digestion and absorption, that would be casein protein. Now, casein protein is your slower acting protein. This is actually more closer to what you actually eat in normal foods, like eggs, beef, chicken. That's casein protein. It's slower acting. So you'd want to take this before you go to bed. So it's hypothetically digests while you sleep somewhat until it slows down more, but it would digest slower and be slowly trickling into repairing your muscles throughout the night. You wouldn't need something quick acting late at night. That would be for more directly after the gym. But yeah, casein is more slower digesting, slower absorption. There's actually like a gel mix, and that's why there's like a slower with the proteins being broken down in your stomach. You have now different types of protein powders. You can, like, that are in the casein families. You can buy now, instead of just like dairy ones, you have egg casein protein, beef casein protein powders. These are all protein powders, and they make it flavored, so it actually tastes like whatever they're selling it for, chocolate, vanilla, etc. So that's kind of cool. Now you have, like, kind of in the outer rim, which I've also done, is like your vegetarian, vegan protein powders. That's hemp, brown rice, pea protein. You have chia seeds, flax seeds, quinoa even. Now these protein powders are for your vegetarian, vegans. They're a little bit more expensive usually, and the flavor is definitely going to take a hit on the vegans and vegetarians. I'm sorry, the flavors, for some reason or another, it's never as good. It's a little bit more earthy, no matter what. Like I said, I've done vegetarian, vegans, and so just keep that in mind. Flavor is going to go down, and it's hard. But if you don't care about flavor, and it's just like a means of getting the nutrients in your body, then heck yeah, do it. And also, if your palate's used to it, if you're used to like veggies and stuff a lot, it shouldn't be much of a difference. But yeah, a lot of protein powders also nowadays have BCAAs with them, branched chain amino acids, or essential amino acids. That's like what they're mixing in now with your original protein powders now. So it's kind of cool. So we have a lot more options now as far as like isolate, casein, whey concentrate, just whey, eggs, pea proteins, vegan family proteins, and then you have the ones even with BCAAs in it, more branched chain amino acids, just to mix in there. So, and that's supposed to be for more recovery, just if you guys are wondering. But regardless, it's kind of cool that we have way more options now. The price is still a little bit, like I said, more expensive, especially as of right now. I've gone from buying just like the 1 pound tubs all the way to like the 5 pound tubs, and all are good as far as if you need a quicker, more convenient way of absorbing and preparing protein. And it's just 25 grams. So let's say, you have, your 200-pound male, you're going to want to be having around 200 grams of protein anyways, 150, 175 to 200 grams. And that, well, you should go off lean body mass, honestly. So you'd have to figure that out with a calculator. And then, yeah, it's a lot easier when you just can take 1 or 2 scoops a day. But if you can take the time to have the discipline to make meal prep, you technically don't need it. It's just more convenient, honestly, in the end. But more bang for your buck is honestly buying the meat, the produce, the product itself that contains protein. The absorption speed and all that can be controlled, and the convenience, that's where the protein powders come in your diet plan. So just keep that in mind, whether you're buying the more expensive isolate or hydrolyzed. Those, are the most expensive. And then you kind of go down into the concentrates and the wheys, and then the vegans and caseins kind of sit in the middle there with a price. And I have here like an example of a Walmart brand that's a Body Fortress, and it's super cheap. And sure, you guys can go at it. As you can see, the price is amazing. However, Body Fortress and quite a lot of companies, you can actually look it up on Google, have gone through amino spiking, and this tells you how honest the company has been. Amino spiking is pretty much where they will put filler amino acids instead of the important ones for actual repairing, just because it's cheaper. So they'll mix in other ones like theanine or taurine, those amino acids, and say that you're having the recovering proteins, isoleucine, leucine, valine, and those ones. So it's sneaky. So see if you have the ability to, you really care that much. I would look for the companies who pass nitrogen testings. The ones I've posted, like I would say my go-to, Gold Standard has failed, but they've also passed most recently. But yeah, Gold Standard has been really good. Definitely really good, I would say, just overall as far as like life. But Diametize, I don't think they've, according to what I saw, they haven't like failed once. So Muscle Pharma has done really good. So their Rise has done really good. There's quite a few of them that have done really good. And Quest, as far as not spiking, going the cheap route and a way around it. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of options. If you have the ability, the convenience is really there. You can just have one before, have one after. You've already hit 50 grams of protein. If you weigh 175 pounds, that's most of your days already. And not most, but that's some of your days. And so you don't have to stress as much. So if you have 2 meals with meat in it, you should be hitting your protein, maybe a third meal. And it's just a lot easier. So there's the protein powders. I hope that helps. I've bought a ton of flavors. For the most part, just flavor-wise, protein powders, you can't go wrong with chocolate. It seems like by far chocolate's the yummiest, or a peanut butter chocolate mix. When it gets to vanillas and cookies and creams, you're kind of like iffy. Some are good, some are bad. Same with strawberry. But by far, I would say when it gets to the crazy flavors, then your flavor is probably not going to be so good. And then vanilla sometimes is not the best, but the worst flavor is by far the vegans. And I've had raw too. I've had quite a lot. Unless you're okay with the earthy and the extra minerals and all that, like it's good, it's nutritious, but the flavor part, they just can't land it yet. They can't nail it. So hope it helps. There's just some few helpful hints on protein powders when it comes to your dieting and your nutrition.